Hey guys, my name is Matthew Spazzini. Hope you guys are having a great day today, and welcome back for another weekly market analysis. So today, this is my third video, and I posted the second video just last night. I do apologize, I posted it a little late. I actually recorded that video Friday evening, but I just, my weekend got way too crazy, was very busy with a whole lot of family stuff, and I wasn't able to get around to actually posting it till later Sunday night. So I do apologize. Thankfully, the trades that we highlighted, or at least the analysis that we highlighted here, the pound dollar and the pound CAD, have not come to fruition yet. We haven't hit stop losses or targets, so you haven't missed out on any one of those. But anyways, so just hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Like I said, the point of these videos is to just show you guys how I'm practicing with my particular analysis and basically what I do and how I do it with live data. I'm also backtesting behind the scenes, and I am working on editing a lot of videos for the backtesting series on the YouTube channel. I haven't really gotten into the actual backtesting with the charts on the YouTube channel yet, or at least I haven't posted those videos. I've already created them. It's just a matter of editing them, and unfortunately they're all very long, upwards of easily an hour, maybe slightly over an hour. So I do apologize for the long length of those videos, but the main idea behind it was ultimately just the main idea behind that entire series was just to show you what it was like. And I will be getting those videos out to you guys as quickly as I can. I do apologize for the delay in the time and everything. It's been pretty crazy, you know, trying to produce a lot of content. You know, I'm writing blogs, I'm working on a podcast, trying to create, you know, content for that. And, you know, I haven't even started the podcast. I mean, I've started recording videos, but I haven't actually posted anything yet. You know, just also working with the trades. I got a back test, and I'm also, I got a lot of hammers in the forge, all right? Or I think that's the term. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing. And then on top of that, there's also, of course, you know, family member stuff that I got going on. My wife is pregnant with our first child, which I'm super happy about. I'm super excited about. It should be a whole new stage of life for us, and it should be very, very exciting. But as you might imagine, it does create some times when I need to be with the family, and that's just I don't apologize for that. That's just it's just how life is. You just got to spend time with the fam. So anyways, guys, well, let's go ahead and jump into this video. I'm going to try to keep these videos around 15 to 30 minutes. Assuming there's anything to make a video on. If I come in for the day and I don't see anything on the radar, I'm not going to post anything. So I didn't really want to, you know, I'm not going to post anything if I don't see anything. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I did find two trades, one of them being on the dollar CAD and the other being on the dollar yen. So on the dollar CAD here, we've had really good luck with performing our analysis, practicing our analysis on this particular currency pair. It's been trending the path for a little while here, and it was perfect. When I initially found the dollar CAD, it was probably right here. It was over kind of back here, and what I did was I measured my Fibonacci retracement tool, as I always do. I got entered here, although I actually came late, and I had to wait for the third retest of the 618 retracement level in order to get involved. Thankfully, we were already kind of up here around the 130, 133 area price level, and we eventually did come down, and I did get involved it did hit the 618 retracement level for a third time. And as a result of that, we had a lot of confirmation. We had this big long wick right here. We had another big long wick right here. We had this consolidation. You know, the market just could not seem to get above this area. This was a huge resistance level, as you could see, and we eventually rolled over. And I made a lot of hypothetical money. If only it was real money, right? That would be nice. And eventually it will be. Eventually, guys, my plan is to become a consistently profitable trader, backtest some strategies that are profitable. And then ultimately, I want to trade for a proprietary trading firm. There's a few proprietary trading firms out there that'll give opportunities to, you know, kind of new and upcoming traders. So I want to try to maybe get my hand in there and trade with some proprietary firms' money and go from there. Now, I think that would be super, super cool to do that. And then as I build up a historical performance, and as I build up that experience, I hope to eventually teach some courses and maybe even have like a signal service someday. But for right now, my ultimate goal throughout all of this is I want to not only accomplish all those things, but I also want to teach you guys how to become consistently profitable. I want to share with you guys the knowledge that I have about all the trading stuff that I've accumulated. I mean, if you're just getting involved in trading and you're kind of lost and you don't know where you should be going, who you should be listening to, the type of information that people are telling you, if I can offer any kind of clarity, any kind of explanation on anything, that would be huge for me. I just want to help a lot of people out, because I know that it was confusing when I started about 4 or 5 years ago, and yeah, it was pretty confusing. Now, luckily, I never actually traded with any real money at the time, so I can honestly say that most of it was all just demo accounts, hypothetical, money and stuff, but I learned very quickly that I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I also learned, not only did I not know what I was doing, but the emotions were ripping me apart. It really was quite interesting to have those experiences. So I decided I needed to learn how to trade. So I found as I was searching YouTube one night, I was up late, laying in bed, trying to, not even bothering to trying to fall asleep, mind you. This was back when I was still in college, going through my bachelor's degree program. And basically, I was surfing YouTube, and I found this video that of my trading mentor, and it had a catchy title, and I was like, oh man, this is total clickbait. I ended up clicking on it, and lo and behold, I liked a lot of what the guy was saying. He was saying, it's not a matter of if with regards to losing money, it's a matter of when. And how are you going to manage your risk? How are you going to manage all of that? And ultimately, the whole idea was just, I really liked what he was saying. It was it came across as being very transparent, very honest about it, because everybody up until him, they weren't really talking about losses. They weren't really talking about anything of the sort. They were really talking about, make money while being on the beach, make money wherever you live. And they were talking about, hey, just trade this strategy and you're going to become a millionaire overnight. And look, I'm not trying to say that stuff is impossible. It is possible to do. I mean, there are stories out there of it happening, people becoming millionaires overnight, but I wouldn't go betting on that. The odds of it are very slim, and it doesn't happen very often. And the idea of you trading on the beach, oh yeah, I mean, you could totally do that. I mean, heck, I could go to the beach right now. I actually performed some market analysis just for my own benefit when I was in Hawaii with some family members. I had a very rare opportunity to go to Hawaii, otherwise I never would have been able to afford to do it. And it was with my wife's family. They were doing a family reunion out there, and someone had paid for a house to rent and everything. So I had a very rare opportunity to get out there and everything, and it was a wonderful experience. If you guys haven't been to Hawaii, I really highly recommend that you guys go. It was super, super cool. And I didn't actually do my analysis on the beach, but I did my analysis in the house we were staying in. And being the family reunion that it was, man, it was a packed house, guys. I mean, there was probably over 20 people living in this house for the week for a holiday. It was, it was crazy, but it was fun. It was really great. I do hope to go back someday, and I hope to be able to experience all that again. And if you guys haven't experienced that, I really encourage you guys to try. It's a fun experience. It really is cool. But I also understand, guys. I mean, honestly, if it hadn't been for that one circumstance, I probably would not have been able to afford to do it. So hopefully in the future, as I get older, as my income rises, and as I become more successful and things like that, then, maybe someday. But there's a lot of other places I'd like to visit as well. I'd really like to visit Europe. I'd really like to go to New Zealand. I'd really like to go and visit Georgia, the country Georgia, not the state in the United States. I'd like to visit a lot of places. I'd like to go to Puerto Rico. I think that would be pretty cool. And Chile. I think going to Chile would be awesome as well. So there's a lot of really cool places that I think would be fun to visit overall. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I'm not going to bore you with all that. But guys, my goal here is to help you guys, is to share my knowledge that I've accumulated. And no, I'm not a consistently profitable trader yet, but I thought I could share with you guys my journey. And I hope by doing that, you guys will see how difficult it is to become a consistently profitable trader, but that it can be done. And I hope my journey motivates you and inspires you to continue and to fight on in your journey to becoming a consistently profitable trader as well. So, that being said, let's get off this rant that I'm on and let's go ahead and get back into the charts. So the dollar CAD, like I said, I had taken 2 previous trades on here before, and I ended up making money, hypothetical money, which ended up working out really, really well for me. So this is the second opportunity here that the third opportunity, I'm sorry, that I ended up getting involved in. And in actuality, I didn't know I was going to get involved because the last time I saw this, the market kind of came up here but never actually touched the entry. It was very close. And then it came down, and I'm like, oh man, it's coming down again. It's probably not going to give me an opportunity. It's almost retested this area. I mean, ever since it broke to new lows here, it retested this area twice. And it's already all the way down here at 130.27 or 1.3027. I'm like, there's no way. But then eventually it did. It came up. It gave me a third try. And I think there's a good opportunity here. Hopefully, it will continue to go lower. But here's another observation, all right? I want to point this out. This does concern me a bit, as it should for most people. This, as you can see, was a price level that has been tested 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means it's a pretty strong support level, okay? As a result of that, there is a good chance that because we were bouncing off of the support level, and this isn't a descending triangle or a wedge pattern or anything like that, there is a pretty good chance that this is a sign of a reversal. The dollar CAD has been in a bearish trend for quite some time, and many other currency pairs have experienced complex pullbacks or longer retracements that go all the way up to here. They break lots of structure levels and stuff of that nature, but I haven't seen that happen on the dollar CAD yet. Now, we are in the summer months, and it's important to know that this strategy doesn't, as far as I know, from what I know about markets and cycles, this strategy does well in a trending environment. It doesn't do well in a consolidating environment. Not to say that it can't. Not to say that it can't be profitable in a consolidating environment. It just tends to not do as well during consolidatory times. So there is a chance here that this could be reversal, and we could easily break above these highs and stop me out. Considering the fact that I've already had 2 winnings on this 2 successful analysis on this currency pair, there is a chance that could probably happen. So normally, after you win a number of times, you know a loss is coming. I mean, losses are always right around the corner, especially if you had several wins in a row. It's just something to keep in mind. Not to mention, we did break above these highs right here. And we broke above, and we ended up closing above at 131.16.1. So we'll just have to see what happens. But I think there's a good chance that we could still come up here and still fall, still roll over and end up hitting the target. But there is also a good chance with all of this consolidation that occurred, and now that we've also broken above, I think it's also important. I should have pointed this out earlier too. Right here, this was a resistance level, a pretty strong resistance level, where we bounced off of it once, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then we officially broke above it on the 5th retest. So that is also an indication that this could continue to head higher. Now, my analysis is that we had our extension over here, a retracement, extension created a new lower low, lower close, another retracement, extension again, and then we had another retracement. So my analysis basically states, according to my trading plan, or the one that I have loosely written out, basically that this is going to roll over. That's the bet. But honestly, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Given the information, it could have taken a lot of energy for the market to break above this particular resistance level. So as a result of that, it could get a little higher and then just completely roll over. So that could totally happen too. So we'll just have to see. So that's the dollar CAD, guys. Cross our fingers there. Let's hope that it goes well. Now the dollar yen. So far, the dollar yen has not been that nice to me. I've had 2 other opportunities where I made analysis on the dollar yen, and both times did not work out. The first time was where I measured here on the highs of 108.801. I measured swing high to swing low, and I think I hypothetically got involved at 6. I think this is what I did. I'd really have to, let's actually see. Let's say this is dollar yen. So that was the one I just posted. I know I did. Here was the first. Well, actually, that's not the first one. Sorry. That's the second one I took. We will get back to that in just a minute. Here's the first one. I believe this is the first one that I took. So as you can see, yeah, we came up here. We hit our 618 retracement level, thinking this was going to roll over, and then we had a complex pullback right here. Two wave or two drive complex pullback, two extension. First drive, retracement, second drive, and then ultimately we ended up rolling over after this. And, after the two drive complex pullback, I ended up hypothetically losing money, or I predicted wrongly. Then I had a second analysis where I figured, okay, we made a new higher high. What am I going to do? I could either take the trade and hope that we're going to make another drive. So this was a 3. I was hoping for a 3 drives here, but unfortunately, we never actually had that. Man, those advertisements really are annoying. We had just a 2 drives complex pullback, and then we rolled over, and I lost money, hypothetical money, but I lost money again. So that has been the extent to my experience with the dollar yen. And sometimes, guys, if you're just doing trend continuation stuff, that is what could very easily happen to you. So just keep that in mind, that is a possibility. Just overall, just keep that in mind, that that's going to be the situation here. It's important to understand that sometimes these complex pullbacks happen, and when they do, they're very difficult to handle. In fact, if you're watching this video and you haven't watched the previous video, go back and watch the previous one, because I actually did a very short lesson on what I understand complex pullbacks to be, and how you could potentially and what I've been taught of how you can handle them in your trading and whatnot. Now, there's a whole host of different things we could talk about here, but we're not really going to get into that since I already did a video of that yesterday. But with that being said, though, I finally decided I'm going to switch up my analysis. I think that this was just a complex pullback. This was not a reversal in trend. And that ultimately, even though we broke above the structure level, my belief, now that I was wrong twice, that we're ultimately going to reverse. We're just going to continue reverse. We broke below, as you can see here, we broke below these lows here at 107.804. And we closed below those lows here at 107.271. So that is a good indication that this does intend to head lower, although not a guarantee, as we all know at this point. So we went ahead and we retraced back up here to 618 retracement level, and we're just kind of consolidating around this point, and it's looking like it's going to roll over. It looks like it could, to me personally. We also closed below this wick right here at 107.796. So there is a possibility here that we could actually get lower and continue on with this bearish trend that the dollar yen is currently in. Now, if that does happen, I think we'll probably look to retest these lows at 106.81.8. So we can definitely, if we do get lower here, once we make new lower lows, we might, at this particular level right here, this will be a support level, or at least it could be a support level that the market respects. And if the market respects it and doesn't violate this support level, then if we break below here and we end up making some hypothetical dollars, we could turn around. We could see if there's going to be a break below, and then hopefully it will bounce off here, and that'll give us another opportunity to get short again, thereby hopefully making up for the two hypothetical losses that we took. And that would be very nice. That would be excellent if that happened. But again, I know I've said this ad nauseum. It's probably super annoying for you guys to hear it over and over and over again, but I'm going to continue to say it because it needs to be said. And it just needs to be drilled into everyone's brain that no one has a crystal ball. I'm not being dogmatic about this. I'm not saying it has to happen. All right, the market can do whatever the heck it wants. Let's be honest. Just because I say I think it's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to. All right, this is just me practicing my analysis. And honestly, even if I was a consistently profitable trader, I would never say that this is guaranteed to happen, because any trader worth his salt knows that there are no guarantees in the markets. There just isn't. There are no guarantees in life itself. Why would there be any guarantees in the markets? So, I mean, you're not guaranteed to get home safely when you're driving. I know that's kind of a depressing thing to say, but it's true. And this is when I always find it funny when people's like, well, when people come up to me and I'm talking, they're asking me what I do and what I'm trying to do with my life, and they're saying, well, isn't trading gambling? It's like, isn't life itself a gamble? You're never guaranteed anything in this life. We're not guaranteed wealth. We're not guaranteed poverty. We're not guaranteed anything. We're not guaranteed safety. We're not guaranteed a thing. So life in itself is a gamble. And, you know, these very people that'll say that, they have money in 401ks that are invested in the stock market. And they buy and hold for years, 30 years, pretty much all their life, up until they're in their 60s. That's insane. Like, my wife has a 401k. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Of course she does. She works for... She is giving me the ability to try and pursue my dream here. She enables me to allow me to attempt to become a consistently profitable trader and all that. If it wasn't for the blessing of her job, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. I'd have to be I'd be working. And in reality, yeah, she's got a 401k, and I'm a little too scared to pull it out. Well, I don't know if it's that. I don't know if I'm a little too scared to do it. My thought process is, hey, you already got it. Let's just leave it in there. I'm going to practice my own, managing my own investments, managing my own quote-unquote retirement fund, although I don't fully believe in retirement, the concept of it, and I'll get into that probably later on. Maybe I'll touch base on that right here. Not to say that I don't believe that people should retire. I just don't think that... I think you lose purpose in your life when you retire and you're no longer working. I think you lose purpose in your life. You don't have you don't have a whole lot of stuff to live for. And so for me, I'm going to work as long as I possibly can. Now, yeah, when I get older, I'm going to probably reduce how much I work. Maybe I'll hire somebody else to manage my stuff at some point, assuming that I ever make money doing what I'm doing. You know, assuming that any of that happens, yeah, sure, I will reduce the amount that I'm working at some point in time in my life. The older I get, I just won't be able to do all the running around that I'm doing today. But, you know, I mean, I don't necessarily believe in the concept of retirement and never working a day for the rest of your life. I just don't believe in that. So, I don't believe in just no longer working towards something that gives you purpose. I believe that overall, you know, we come into this life and we have purpose. We need purpose in our lives. And whether that's teaching people how to make robots, or whether that's making robots on your own, maybe entering into whatever. Yeah, some of it can be handled in, some of it can be handled in a situation like a hobby, and I guess, and that could give you purpose in life. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I believe in working pretty much until you can't anymore. So that's my thought process. I don't judge anybody who wants to retire, by the way. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not saying retirement is wrong. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm sorry. If you want to retire, hey, more power to you. All right? But the vast majority of people who are trying to retire today do not have enough money to retire. Okay? Though most of them don't have the money. And most of them are going to need some kind of help in order to have that retirement promise that they were given. In reality, that promise never should have been made, because it was impossible to ever fulfill on it in the future in the first place. But, you know, we're getting into a whole other area that is beyond the scope of this particular video. But guys, this is why I think you should manage your own investments. This is why I think you should manage your own trading and your own finances, and you shouldn't depend on a job, and you shouldn't depend on other people. This is why I think we ultimately need to be independent liberated and free by controlling the source of our incomes, we can become financially free. And trading is just another avenue. It's just one avenue of doing that. There's millions of other avenues out there. But if you're here, odds are you're interested in trading. So let's go ahead and talk to get back into this. But, overall, I think, and what I was going to mention before was just 401ks. I disagree with them in the sense that I don't think it's a wise idea to put your money in the market and hope that nothing goes wrong and that hope that you end up coming out ahead at the time that you end up taking your money out of your 401ks. The risk is exponentially high the longer you leave your money in the markets. I very much believe in short-term stuff, and I'm talking, and I don't necessarily disagree with investing for the long haul. I just disagree with investing in it and letting somebody else manage it, or investing in it and then never looking at it ever again. I believe in active investing, not passive investing. If I was to invest in a stock or a company for long periods of time, I would look and check the performance of the company. I would look and check the performance of the charts, and I would probably do that every 6 months. Probably every 6 months I'd look at whatever portfolio I'd have. I'd probably keep my portfolio to maybe 10, 15 companies overall, maybe less, maybe, I don't know. Well, no, 10, 15 probably sounds about, maybe 9 or whatever. And then I would more or less just monitor the activity, the performance of the companies, how much money they got on hand, and all of that stuff. So I just don't like the idea of just sticking my money in there, closing my eyes, and hoping for the best. And hoping that somebody else knows what they're doing, because that has gotten a lot of people into trouble in the past, and I'm not a fan of that. But, all right, so we talked about dollar yen, and overall, this is what the dollar yen is doing. I'm hoping that it's going to continue to retest these lows here at 106.784. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. The next one, now there is no actual opportunity here as such as it stands today, but I thought it would be really fun to look at this Bitcoin dollar chart. The Bitcoin dollar chart is one that fascinates me. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, for those of you guys who don't know. It's built on a blockchain technology, which is a ledger system that basically tracks all transactions that have ever occurred. So there's been a lot of popularity in Bitcoin, but it hasn't been for using the currency for the currency's sake. It's been using it for investment purposes and things of that, and speculative purposes and things of that nature. So as a result of that, Bitcoin is far too expensive right now for any real adoption on a mass scale, and the price volatility is just simply too high right now. Not to say that it won't ever get to a point where people actually use Bitcoin on a daily basis. It very well could get to a point where people do. But for right now, I just don't think that it's there. Anyways, that being said, guys, it's been making a lot of headlines recently because after all of the depreciation that occurred after the highs of $13,764 freaking dollars for one freaking digital coin. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Super cool, by the way, but I'm not trying to say it's bad. It's just crazy. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of cash. But the very idea, but ever since it started crashing and depreciated from here, it retraced, kind of attempted to get back up here, didn't even get anywhere near close, retraced again, and then kind of had a bull run since July 2nd of 2019 all the way to July 9th of 2019. And a very short bull run that broke above this particular structure level, and then we rolled over and continued on with the bearish trend. So we were sitting at $99,092, and then we rose to about looks like around $11,000 and now we came down again, and we're sitting around $10,299. So my estimation is that if this continues higher, and I really don't know if it will, I mean, honestly, it could very well roll over. Now, what have I said about trends before? If the market retraces, we have an extension, retracement, extension. If the market retraces into a 382 retracement level, and then continues to roll over, that is indicative of a very strong trend. Okay? It's something that we need to keep in mind when we're looking at this chart analysis. It's not to say that it's guaranteed to be a long trend, but it is an indication of a potential really a strong trend that can, I said long trend, I'm sorry, a strong trend that can occur. So that's something just to keep in mind, guys, that this looks a lot like it could be if this doesn't really get any higher into a 618 retracement or even a 786 retracement level, and it stops at the 382 and then continues to roll over, this could be a potential very strong trend that we could see here to the downside. In the event that this does roll over from here, that is indicative of a strong trend. Bitcoin will probably continue to head lower. If it doesn't and it rallies, I'm guessing that it could rally to the 618 retracement level, where there is quite a bit of previous resistance levels here. And I think that if it does touch the 618 retracement, I would hypothetically short and hope that it would hit the 9,092 level right here, and it would end up making me a crap ton of hypothetical dollars. Now, guys, I have no idea if that would ever happen, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am not, even in the slightest, even if I had the money, I don't think I would trade Bitcoin. It's just too volatile. You want volatility in the markets when you're trading, absolutely. But Bitcoin is way too volatile to trade, and lots of people lose their shirts on Bitcoin all the time. So I don't have enough money to spend on Bitcoin right now anyways, at least not for a whole coin. And I mean, I could get fractions of a fraction of a fraction of a coin, but I mean, honestly, I have no interest in doing anything of the sort. But it is one of those things where if you like Bitcoin analysis because it's cool, it's fun, here's an opportunity, all right? Or at least here's what could potentially happen. What I think is more than likely going to happen, let's change this to red. I think this is going to happen. That's what I think is more than likely going to happen. I would probably, I would say that I think odds are that's what's going to occur. But, nobody knows. So again, like I always say, we'll cross our fingers and go from there. But nobody really knows what's going to happen with Bitcoin. And as a result of that, it's just one of those things where, we just hold out and see what happens over the long haul. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, if you like this content, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and if you like it, please hit that like button. That is a huge compliment to me. You can give no greater compliment than to like the video and leave a comment below telling me how much you like it, telling me to keep up the good work. I had one guy who basically did say, "Hey man, keep up the great work." I mean, that just motivates me, guys. I love it when people show me and tell me that, "Hey, I love what you're doing. I love the transparency. I love your journey. Keep going. I want to follow your journey. I want to follow you. You're doing great." That just motivates me to no end. So, guys, if you like this stuff, let me know about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, I got a lot of other stuff that you guys could check out. I'm on Pinterest, I'm on Facebook. On Pinterest, it's just my name, Matthew Spazziti. If it's Facebook, it's New Millennium Wealth, which if you don't know this, that is actually the name of my blog when I originally created my blog. Looking back on it now, I kind of wish I had done just MatthewSpazziti.com. But I didn't do that. I just decided, I thought I was trying to be creative, so I came up with this cool name, New Millennium Wealth, create wealth that'll last for 1,000 years, a millennium or whatever. It was kind of a fun idea. But yeah, that's why I created that name. But I do have a website. It's newmillenniumwealth.com. I post all of these videos there. I post educational blogs there. It's not just limited to trading. There's also stuff there about personal finances and economics and investing and a whole host of stuff. And right now, there's a fair amount of content on there right now, but over the time, I'm building up the content. I'm getting a lot of stuff out there. My goal is just to try to basically transfer all the knowledge that I have to anyone who's willing to read it. So if you guys are interested in any of that, go check it out. Go check it out and see what you think. If you like it, leave me a comment. Hey, subscribe to the email list. That way, anytime I post these videos, anytime I post anything on my website, you guys get a heads up. Also, if you want, go ahead and subscribe and click the alert button for YouTube, and anytime I post a video, you'll get a heads up on it right away. So guys, if you'll do that, I'll see you guys in the next video. know the risks, plan accordingly, and have a great day.